Hello everyone, this is Anmol here, and in this video we'll be talking about what is demand. So if we talk about what is demand, so demand generally means that any consumer who wishes to buy a product and has the capacity or the ability to pay for that product within a specific period of time. Specific period of time here means that he is actually buying that product. In economics, we can say that demand for a commodity refers to the quantities of commodity which consumers are willing and able to purchase at various possible prices during a particular period of time. Here, possible means that the price ranges within the customer's limit. Moving ahead, if we talk about what are the types of demand, so there are five major types of demand. The first one is individual demand and market demand. So, individual demand here refers to the quantity of a commodity that an individual is willing to purchase at various possible prices during a given period of time. Means here we are talking about a specific consumer that he has the capacity or the ability to purchase any product at various prices, means within his range limit and in a specific period of time. Market demand refers that whatever the total quantities of the commodity, the whole market means the all the households. Here the market demand refers to the what that they are talking about the complete households. They are willing to buy at various possible prices during a particular period of time. Moving ahead, what is extent and exposed demand? Extent and exposed demand, where extent demand refers to the amount of good which consumers are willing, means they are willing, means they are thinking that they will be buying that product, means they have thought that they will be buying a product during a particular period of time. Okay. And exposed demand refers to the those consumers that who actually purchases the product. They are right now, they have the capacity and actually they have purchased that product during a specific period of time. So extent means they are willing, means they are thinking about it, and exposed means they have already purchased that product at a specific period of time. Then comes joint demand. So what does joint demand states? Joint demand refers to the demand for two or more goods which are used jointly or demanded together. Like for an example, we can say car and petrol, bread and butter. Like if there will be the rise in price of petrol, the demand of cars will generally go down. Or if there is a like a slowdown in price of petrol, like there will be fall down in the price of petrol, so generally people will buy also car and they'll be using that. In that similar case, we can take another example like bread and butter. If there will be like demand, like the price of the butter rises, so generally like people consume butter with bread, so the demand for bread will goes down. So these are the in the case of joint demand. Moving ahead, what is derived demand? Derived demand is something that demand for commodity that arises because of demand for some other commodity. Like we can say that steel and bricks, cement, these are derived demands for building a house or a building. Then what is composite demand? Composite demand for goods have multiple uses. Like we can say the demand for steel can make demand for and or could generate the demand for various utensils. So this is known as composite demand. So these were the five major types of demands. Okay. Then coming ahead, what are the factors affecting demand? So I have taken six major factors. Like the first is price factor, income of the consumer, consumer taste and preferences, price related goods, customers expectations, government policies. So if we talk about one by one, so what is price of the consumer? Price of the commodity. So here we can say that price have the inverse relationship of the commodity. Like as the price of the commodity rises, the demand of the commodity will decrease eventually. And if the price of the commodity decreases, the demand of the commodity will rise. So this is the inverse relationship of the demand. Okay, here there's inverse relationship, so price acts as an inverse relationship between demand. Okay, we can say that there is an inverse relationship between price of the commodity and demand for the commodity. Then What is the income of the consumer? If you talk about income of the consumer, is the basic determinant of the quantity demanded of a product. Like generally, if the income of the consumer will rises, so demand for the consumer will also increase. We can say that consumer will start demanding more because the income is also rising. So here we can see there's a positive relationship between demand. Then coming on consumer taste and preferences, like as the trend changes, the consumer are influenced by taste and preferences of various changes in trends. Like they are following the new habits by seeing other people or changing or seeing the lifestyle of others. So this also creates an influence on them, and here the customer taste and preferences changes, which also eventually affects the demand. Then if we talk about government policies can say that also influences demand for commodity. Like if government imposes certain taxes, that also may result in decreasing of the demand of certain product. So government policies are also one of the factor affecting the demand. So these were the six major factors. Yeah, and one is more is the price related goods. Yeah, so this is an important. We can also say that price related goods can be categorized into two types, that is substitute and complementary. If you talk about substitute goods are those goods which satisfy the same type of need. Hence we can say that one can be used in place of another. For example, like we can take tea and coffee, the best example. Like if the price of the tea rises, so the demand of the coffee will generally rise. Why? Because the price of the tea is rising, so people will shift their choices from tea to coffee, because tea and coffee are fulfilling the utility of both, as they both are the milk, they both are made from milk, and they both are the refreshments. So tea and coffee both are refreshments. So if the price of the tea will rise, so generally people will switch over to coffee, because coffee is eventually like will be resulting in the low price. So people will start drinking coffee. We can take another example like Coke and Pepsi. If the price of Coca-Cola rises, that they both are soft drinks, they both are the cold drinks. So if the one cold drink price rises, people will generally shift their demand to another cold drink. So these are known as the substitute goods, which we can take in place of one another, and which gives or satisfy the same want. Okay. Then, what are the complementary goods? Complementary goods are those goods which are complement to one another, like in the sense that they are used jointly or consumed together. We can say the car and petrol, as I've told in the joint demand. Same. So, car and petrol, if the price of the petrol will rise, the people will start using the car or will be demanding car less. So, here we can say that car and petrol are the complementary goods example. Okay. So, and one more comes, that is customer expectations. So here we can say that customer expectations about such things as future prices, income, availability of goods, etc., which plays an important role in determining the product. Like for example, if there is expectation that in coming time the product of certain goods, or we can take an example like certain vegetable, like price of the potato in coming months will increase, so people will start demanding of the potatoes now, and they will be keep on stocking that product at their home. So this also creates a demand for a particular commodity, and rises that demand for that commodity at very high rate in the present terms. So here we can say customer expectations or the consumer expectations also affect the demand. Okay, so these were the these were the six major factors affecting the demand. So I hope you would have liked the video. So if you would have liked the video, please like and share and subscribe the channel. I will be coming up with more videos relating to the economic relating to law of demand and other topic related. Okay, thank you.